taking the online race broadcast performance to the next level. This is the Full Velocity Network.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fort Worth, Texas, home of the Great American Speedway, or this beautifully redesigned Texas Motor Speedway. My name is Blake McCandless, and I'm alongside my good friend and partner, Mr. Todd Stanton, and we are proud to present to you the Lonestar Racing 117, put on by our good friends at Hobo Racing. Todd, we're here at Full Velocity Network. We're treated to quite the show last time out at Richmond, and I'm sure tonight will prove to be no different. What do you think we're going to see tonight, buddy?
Going to see a lot of different things here tonight. The last time we were here at Hobo Racing, they put on one whale of a show here. Texas a little bit different. Going to be a little bit different style here tonight. Blake and I can't wait to see what these guys have in store for us. These guys put on a whale of a show. That's all I can say.
They really do, Todd. And due to some technical difficulties, we're going to have to dive right into our drivers lineup for tonight. Starting in row number 1 in the 73 Cadillac Racing Cadillac. First time I've seen a Cadillac here. That's going to be the 73 of Harmon Rice, and to his outside, that'll be the 28 of Keith McLean. Starting in row number 2, that's going to be the number 99 Monster Energy Ford of Jacob Simpson, and to his outside is going to be Cal Lovell. It looks like we may have had a driver not show up on the inside of row number 3, but to the outside of row number 4, that's going to be Randy Smith. Behind him, it's going to be the 59 of Tango and the 23 of Maverick. Following them will be the number 6 of Racer 555 or 55.5. Not sure what he wants to be called, but we'll get set going as it looks like they have reset. They're going to be regrading, which gives us a better chance to read off some of these guys. So to the outside of race 55.5, as I guess I'll call him, that's going to be the number 25 of Ron Simpson. Behind him, starting in the number, looks like we're going to be 21 is going to be rolling off in the 12th position. That's going to be Rubino. Behind him is going to be the 51 of Roger Nebelsack. To his outside is going to be the 44 of Rubino. Looks like there could be a relationship there. We'll try to get through this field as fast as possible so we can get going green. 137 will start to his inside. That's going to be the 137 of Spadafora. To his outside, the number 78 of Ryan Johnson. Behind him, we're going to start the number 22 of Jason San Diego. And to his outside, Andrew M. in the number 27. Behind him will be the 108 of John Palmer. And to his outside, the 710 of Manny D. Back a row, we're going to move to the number 24 of Daniel Dupas. And to his outside, the number 11 of Steve Grant. Pushing another row back is going to be Pushrod 17, followed by R. Keller. Or R. Keller, that's no first name on that. It's just going to be R. Keller. And then rounding out the back of this field is going to be the 77 of Kevin Roy, and perhaps my favorite car out here, the number 93 Chick-fil-A Ford of Wild Bill. Man, I could be sipping on some Chick-fil-A sweet tea right now. It would be nice to look at that ride heading around this Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, it's fantastic, Blake. Texas Motor Speedway. These guys are stacked and packed and ready for some racing action. 117 laps here at the Texas Motor Speedway. And these guys in store for a whale of a show. You're talking about Wild Bill there, Blake. And he's probably one of the older guys in the NASCAR 2003 community. He's still out there having fun. And I'm not going to divulge his age here tonight. But Wild Bill is out there having fun, having a blast here with us on the Full Velocity Network. He's here each and every time we are here at Hobo Racing. So these guys put on a whale of a show. Wait to see what Wild Bill can do. I'd like to see him get a win here at the Full Velocity Network. I always pull for him.
No doubt, Todd. I'll be rooting for him as well, as it looks like the pace car is going to dive off of turn number 4. Harmon Rice, our winner last week at Kansas, is going to lead us to the green flag. He is in the restart zone. Green flag is out in the air, and it looks like that 28 going to get the jump as we head across the start-finish line. That number 28, beautiful Havoline Ford of Keith McLean. He's going to clear the 73 relatively easily as we dived into turn number 1. These guys, again, they had a little bit of a break. They had a break last week. So these guys have had 2 weeks to work on these setup, and it looks like the 28 is setting sail. But there's a close battle for that second spot between Harmon Rice and the 99 of Simpson.
Yeah, the 99 of Jacob Simpson is really starting to relate in the number 73 of Herman Reese. Reese now yellow flag is out on the speedway here. First yellow flag of the evening. We're going to wait and see what happens there and see if we can get another a replay here, Blake, and see what happened to bring out this very first yellow flag.
All right, while Todd searches for the replay, I'm going to scroll to the back of this field. Some cars that are not up to speed. It's going to be the number 0 Starbucks Chevrolet of R. Keller. And, man, we were just talking about, I guess we, seems like we're not good luck for the 93 of Well. Looks like he may have also been involved in that. Actually, as well as the 77 some more difficulties. Looks like something's going wrong with the visual side of things. So everything else just like I was as we get this speed working. Never mind. There's nothing to bring out this yellow flag. Kind of bewildered to know what flew the caution flag on this speedway, but the lights on the front stretch were out and we were under caution. So it looks like we're going to pace around to lap number 4. These guys are still under yellow. So Todd, you know, these guys obviously have a nice big field out here, but they are also running a little bit what we're not used to seeing here on the Full Velocity Network. It looks like we are seeing open setup racing here. What do you think this possibly lends itself to, as you got guys that, you know, have some speed on the short run and some speed on the long run?
I know it's going to be way different. I'm not accustomed to the open setup world here in NASCAR 2003. I've done a little bit of iRacing open setups before. The NASCAR 2003, I've never done a lot of open setups, and it's something that's unique, something that's not that easy. That's why I always go to the fixed fast. I don't have a lot of different setups or a fixed setup for any league. But an open setup does kind of perk my interest a little bit here if I can actually get a setup to work for me. But you see a lot of different gear ratios, Blake. You see the 28, how he shot out of a cannon on that restart of that event. He might have a little bit different gear ratio than, say, a Herman Reese, who's in that 73 machine. He is running in that second spot. It seemed like he did not get out of the hole as quickly as that number 28 of Keith McLean. Lights are out atop the pace vehicle. Blake, we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing.
Yes, it looks like the light's going off on that pace car. We will have one to go as we come to the line here. We're going to restart with 6 laps to go of the 117 circuit, so we'll make up the Lonestar Racing 117. Again, these guys here at Hobo Racing, 2 races remaining after this in this season. They'll be visiting the Phoenix International Raceway and the Homestead Miami Speedway to conclude their 2017 Monster Energy Cup Series season. You want to find out if you can run with these guys here at Hobo Racing? Log on to their website at hoboracing.com, H-O-B-O racing.com. You can check out many of the other series they offer here, including an Xfinity series that runs on Sunday night with the fixed setup that will be visiting Phoenix on Sunday, as well as the Wheel and Dirt Modifieds, something that we're accustomed to, and I know Todd would love to run on Thursday night fixed setup. They're in week 3 of their chase, and they'll be visiting the Myrtle Beach Speedway here for 120 laps around the Myrtle Beach Speedway. But it looks like the pace car, the lights are off. We are heading into turn number 3. Hopefully we can get some green flag racing going. It looks like we're about to restart it here in Fort Worth.
Yeah, getting ready to restart it here. Fort Worth, Texas, Texas Motor Speedway. It's Keith McLean, Herman Reese here. Single file restart is the way of the land here at Hobo Racing, old school style. Green flags in the air. We're racing down the front straightaway here at the Texas Motor Speedway, and it's Keith McLean leading the charge down here into turn 1. Like I said, Blake, Keith McLean seems to have a different gear ratio than, say, the 73 of Herman Reese or the 99 of Jacob Simpson. Those guys seem to get off the line not as quick as Keith McLean.
Yes, single file, they restarted, but it looks like there's going to be a challenge for that second spot. The number 99 of Jacob Simpson will peek to the inside, and it looks like there's going to be no challenge put up from Reese. It looks like the 99 of Jacob Simpson will move up to that second spot in the Monster Energy Ford. And it looks like, again, caution flag is out on the speedway as we come around here as we complete lap number 6. Not really sure what's going on here. Again, I don't really see any cars that are... looks like they may have received some damage or spun out. But again, these yellow lights are on the front straightaway. Caution is out here at Texas.
Yeah, yellow flag out once again here at the Texas Motor Speedway, and that's a tough break. I almost think Daniel Dupree and that number 24 was the cause of the first yellow flag. And I don't think, Blake, what's happening, I think they're barely getting out of shape, and they're able to hang on to it, but the flagger's a little gun shy, and he's actually throwing the yellow flag real early. But I'm going to go back and search through the replay, see if I can find anything out of the ordinary.
And Todd, you can search through it. Todd will look and see if he can search through this replay to see what has brought out our second caution flag of these guys. You know, they want to put on a good show here in the Full Velocity. That's it. Spotafora will be in 24th, Pushrod in 25th, and Bumbelow in the 85 is in 26th. Wild Bill is in 27th. It looks like he'll round out the back of this field. It looks like have a little bit of longer cautions here at the Texas Motor Speedway. They're going to run 2 to 3 laps under green. That may be extended by a lap as we get further into this race, and a lap down car. Perhaps Henderson. We already have one exit tonight on the 17 of Manny. It looks like he is already out of the All right, fellas, it looks like the green flag is out here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Keith McLean is going to again resume the lead here as we're out in a caution flag for the third time. We are already under the yellow flag here at lap 11. These guys seem like they're having a little bit of trouble handling these cars, and it seems like we are under the yellow flag again here for the third time at the Texas Motor Speedway. All right, guys, again, sorry for these technical difficulties. We're having a little bit of trouble bringing you the live visual coverage of this race, but again, I'll be with you on the air as we continue to work through some of these issues. There's nothing we can't overcome here at the Full Velocity Network. Perhaps a symptom of maybe trying to do a little bit too much here as we are dual streaming tonight. Our good friends David Schildhouse and Todd Stanton trying to bring you all the action, but we'll try as best as we can to cover the racing action here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Lap 13 is coming on the board. We are under caution for the third time here. A lot of quick yellows here to start this race. These guys just it seems like a loose racetrack. Guys are bouncing off that apron that's kind of pulled into the racetrack. This is the new configuration of the Texas Motor Speedway. So these turns 1 and 2, a little bit flatter than we're used to seeing here. The banking in turns 1 and 2 down to 20 degrees, while in 3 and 4 they maintain 24 degrees of banking. Perhaps this is a product of a little bit of, just open setups maybe being carried over from the old Texas Speedway, and these guys maybe trying to run it here at the new Texas Speedway. Something that, is definitely a possibility, and it looks like some of these guys struggling to keep up with this new racetrack. It looks like we're going to try as best we can to see if we can't catch up with one of our drivers here in just a moment.
Drivers, to your cars.
All right, it looks like I have caught up with the driver of the number 28 Haviland Ford. That's Keith McLean. Buddy, you got a copy. It's Blake McCandless from the Full Velocity booth.
I got you, Blake. Go ahead.
All right, Keith, looking like a pretty slippery racetrack up there at Texas. What are you seeing out front? It looks like, you got some clear air in front of you as you're able to launch on these restarts. But what do you think is making this a little bit difficult here to start this race?
This track's just a little tricky getting down into one, and I don't think some of these guys have put in the time there to get their setup dialed in, because it's kind of treacherous down there. Cold tires and all.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Those cold tires seeming to maybe make it a little bit difficult here to get around Texas. But we're seeing you running up and about, it looks like, in the standings. It looks like you're up here in the top 5 of these standings in the 4th spot. Do you think, with some of these laps led, it may help you try to get up and move up in this championship fight?
Herman's got a nice little lead now, so I'm going to have to lead every lap I can lead and win everything from here out to catch up with him. Had
Absolutely.
a pretty good year, so I might be able to do it.
Absolutely, Keith. Being the beneficiary, again, old Nextel Cup Series points, where these guys have, bonus points, not only for leading laps, but for leading the most laps, unlike what we see out there in the Cup Series today. Well, Keith, we'll give you the mic a little bit, as it looks like we're going to come to 1 to go here on lap 15. Try to throw it out to anybody watching out there in YouTube land. Whoever got you here today.
I'd like to thank my girlfriend Julie if she's watching, and my buddy Jeff. He's my setup guru. He missed a race tonight, but maybe he'll catch us next week.
All right, looks like Julie will be a proud girlfriend tonight, as Keith is running up in the first spot. We're going to get going here at Green at Texas in just a short amount of time. So, Keith, thanks for joining us. We'll see you out there up front here at Texas.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Keith, I'm trying to move you here. It's not letting me move you.
All right.
All right, that was Keith McLean. Looks like we had a little bit of difficulty getting him out of the booth here, but it looks like we are set to go here. The pace car is going to come out of turn number 4. Again, these guys on cold tires in a little bit of treacherous turn 1, as Keith alluded to earlier. We're going to be set to go green here at lap number 15, coming up on 16. Pace car is on pit road. The 28 enters the restart zone. Green flag is back out on the air at the Texas Motor Speedway. And again, that 28 getting a decent launch, but it looks like the 99 of Jacob Simpson trying to make a challenge here for that first spot, much like he did that second spot as they dive it down into turn number 1. This field, again, single file here as these restarts allow these guys to run single file. Looks like they're going to be single file here down the backstretch into turn number 3 as Keith McLean looks to build on his lead here at Texas. Jacob Simpson pulling up just a little bit coming off of turn number 4. We're going to complete what looks like to be our first full green flag lap of the night here at lap number 16. Meanwhile, Jacob Simpson challenging here for the lead, seeming as if he can pull up there on the 28 of Keith McLean.
Yeah, Jacob Simpson trying to pull up on Keith McLean, that number 28 machine. I do apologize for the technical difficulties for the Full Velocity Network. We're very, very, very sorry that things went a little bit awry there. We do not have the lap counter right as of right now there, Blake. So we're going to have to make sure. We're going to do our best up here to make sure that you guys down there on YouTube have the lap count. But again, Keith McLean, your leader. Jacob Simpson running second. They got a 1.550 advantage over the 73 of Herman Reese.
Yeah, it looks like Reese and that Cadillac somewhat drifting back a little bit. Again, I have to, kind of point out this is the first time I've ever seen a Cadillac being supported here in the Cup Series. It looks like we have a battle for the lead here. Jacob Simpson going to pull down the inside, and again, unchallenged, he's going to pass the 28, move Jacob Simpson to the top spot here at Texas as these two guys continue to just build an advantage over this next pack that runs about 3rd through 9th. Racer 55.5 up here, and again led by Herman Rice, but it looks like Jacob Simpson, he is going to the front here at Texas, definitely trying to see what he can do here, as again he will pull away from the 28, and it looks like he's made a little bit of a gap back there to second.
Yeah, he's indeed made a little bit of gap, Jacob Simpson to Keith McLean, and he's got about a 10 to 15 car length advantage. That's about a half a second, 0.587 between Jacob Simpson and Keith McLean. Then there's another 1.946 seconds back to Herman Reese, Cal Lovall. Cal Lovall is having a good run. He's stout. He's right now in 4th. Jeff Fugate in that number 9 machine, he is running 5th. 6 is Randy Smith. Tango, which is Duke Sorensen, is running in that 7th spot. Maverick is running 8th. 9th is Nebelstick in that number 555. Well, he's scored his race 555 in number 6, so that's near and dear to Joe's heart. And Harry Codiani, he won here on the Full Velocity Network just not too long ago. He's running in 10th.
It looks like that number 10 of Randy Smith having some trouble down here in turn number 1. It looks like he may have also bit the treacherous end of the bottom end of this speedway. It looks like he got loose going into turn number 1 in that Led Zeppelin Pontiac. He smacked the outside wall, but he's able to maintain it as we still have green flag conditions out here. Looks like he was able to kind of use that wall to kind of save the car. Not what you want to happen. I'm sure he's got some damage out of that, but he's going to keep it going, and we're going to stay green here at Texas, as it looks like the most interesting battle on the track is there for that 7th spot as Maverick goes around. He'll pass him. He'll take over 6, and race 555, he'll be right behind him.
Yeah, that's Roger Nebelstick in that number 6 machine. He is all over the rear bumper of that number 23 of Maverick. Maverick right now running on the top, running a little bit different entrance into the corner. He's middle, and then he drifts down into the bottom. Nebelstick drifts up the track there through the center of the corner. Looks like there's going to be no battle here down the back straightaway between those two. But Harry Codiani is running in that 9th spot. He is alongside of Duke Sorensen in that number 59 machine.
And Conan will peek down to the bottom. It looks like he's going to take that 8th spot away there from the 59 of Tango. As again, these guys still some good battles up here through this pack. As it looks like race 55 again trying to challenge Maverick for that 6th spot. But again, some of these guys starting to space out, and it looks like our leader, the 99 of Jacob Simpson, he's really starting to pull away here. As it looks like he's got a pretty substantial lead. He's about 6/10 ahead of the 28, and the 28 about 1.5 seconds. But again, racer 555, we'll see what he is doing back here. Is he again trying to challenge for that 6th spot and take it away from Maverick?
Yeah, indeed, he's trying to do so. I've been watching a battle between Duke Sorensen and the number 25 of Ron Simpson. Steve Rubino right there into the mix. I love that car. That Maxwell House sponsored machine, that Ford Fusion. Oh, it's kind of a throwback there watching that. Normally, I've seen it with the 22, but Rubino right now running it with the number 21. And Nebelstick is in the 51, my correction, besides the number 6 machine. I'm sorry to the number 6, but Nebelstick is in the 51. Great battle here going for the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th position. These guys grouped pretty tight together.
Yeah, you could throw a blanket over these next 4 here, battling for the 9th spot. These guys, again, being led by the number 25 of Ron Simpson with Tango, Rubino, and Nebelstick in close pursuit. It looks like these guys, again, kind of forming some packs over here. Maybe some of these guys having similar setups. As it looks like the 21 of Rubino, he's going to peek on the inside but not be able to do it. These guys, again, heading single file into turn number 1. They're And then again, another three-man pack as the 13 of Harry Codina looks like he'll make his way past Racer 555, and he'll take away that 8th spot.
Yeah, we now have a name on race 555. That's where you'll see him in the scoring loop as he goes down through here. That's Rich Knappick in that number 6 machine. I apologize to Rich Knappick. His yellow flag out there on the speedway. Harry Codian. Those guys were having a good battle going on there as I was highlighting the battle that was going on. Yellow flag is out there on the speedway. We're not able to see some of the yellow flag visuals here this evening due to the fact of some other issues on the back end. But my apologies once again. We'll try to get that work together, and hopefully we can see what's happened. Maybe we can even have Blake go through and tell us what's going on play by play.
All right, as these guys were coming around to complete lap 77, the number 24 of Daniel Dubois, again, he was coming off of turn number 2 and just got loose as he drifted up to the top side of the wall. Really, I mean, that's the kind of interesting part of this new configuration of Texas, because they flattened out the groove and widened out. This exit of 2 really comes up on guys, and it looks like Daniel, as he drifted out to the wall, just lifted, and it looks like he's got a loose race car under him. He hits the inside retaining wall with the back end of his Ford Fusion, and it looks like that's only going to make him looser, and it looks like he is the guy that brought out our caution here on lap 27. We're on lap 29 right now as these guys are under the 4th caution flag of the evening.
Yeah, 4th yellow flag of the evening. It's a tough break here for the guys over here at Hobo Racing. They're just trying to get the setups underneath them, Blake. It's extremely difficult. You're trying to make a fast setup here with these open setups. Trying to make a fast setup, trying to go fast, but you have to make them extremely loose to go fast. And what the saying is, you're on the edge of out of control when you're making them loose. So you got to make them fast, but you also got to be able to control them too. Yellow flags, these guys don't want to spend a ton of time under yellow flags. I'm sure these guys got some great green flag run cars.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about these open setups. You see a lot of guys maybe inching more for that short run. If they see a lot of yellows here out on the track like we're seeing tonight, you may want to gear your car more for the short run. And, sometimes you're able to catch a green flag run, and that will favor some guys as well. As it looks like as we come off of pit road, it looks like we're going to have a gambler taking 2 tires. Harry Codine in that number 13 M4S Chevrolet. He's going to be in the first position. It looks like he may have taken a gamble and taken 2 tires, and it looks like Jacob Simpson going to follow behind him. So interesting call by the 13, as maybe some of these guys feel like they haven't worn out their tires enough. Harry Codan. I'm going to have to get some clarification from my good friend Todd how to pronounce that last name. Codani, maybe.
It's Harry Codian in the 13. I may even slaughter it because I was one, Blake, known for slaughtering his name for a very, very, very long time. So you'll have to ask him how many different ways I've said his last name, because he probably can tell you how many ways I've said his different last name. But he did take an amazing gamble there, 2 tires, as we were focusing down on pit road to see what these guys were doing. Great pit stop for the number 13 machine. Jacob Simpson going to come out behind him. John the Dog Palmer in that 108 machine, he's in front of all these guys here. I don't believe he did come down the pit road for any type of service there.
No, it looks like John Palmer, along with the 11 of Steve Grant, may have stayed out. And again, like we were mentioning earlier, you get points for leading laps. They count just as much under yellow as they do under green. I believe that's what we're seeing here. The number 11 of Steve Grant, either he's going to make a gamble and try to keep this Pontiac up front, utilizing that caution to try to get some track position, or he's just doing that for the 5 extra bonus points, which, who can blame him? If you're leading a lap under yellow, that's just as much, as leading a lap under green. So maybe that's what both of these guys were after. Looks like John Palmer in that 108 Thor Dodge maybe not able to lead a lap here, but we'll see here as the pace car comes around. Believe we're going to get the one to go here. We'll see if these guys dive down on pit road.
Yeah, maybe they're just getting a little bit of the spotlight here on the Full Velocity Network, just getting their cars out there. There's 2 beautifully prepared cars in front of Harry Codian in that 13 machine. There's a lot of nice looking cars out here, Blake. I know you have a favorite type of car out there that you've seen paint scheme wise, and you mentioned it earlier. What tell us a little bit about that paint scheme that you like out there that caught your eye?
I think one of my favorite paint schemes out here has got to be the number 12 of Chris Lovell I really like that number 12, just kind of throwback to Dale Jarrett, maybe 2001, 2002 scheme, as well as that number 12 Penske font on that car. So again, I got to throw it out to Chris Lovell. Great looking paint scheme, as well as that 28. Always good to see a Davey Allison inspired car out there, but also the number 93 of Wild Bill. Again, just not a lot of the guys run Chick-fil-A paint schemes out here. I'm surprised Chick-fil-A itself hasn't gotten involved in the wonderful world of motorsports. But again, that 93 very uniquely designed with the cow skin on it. It just looks fresh, and God, it makes me glad that tomorrow's not Sunday. Maybe I can go get some Chick-fil-A again like I had today.
I've never actually had a Chick-fil-A, so I'm gonna have to go to one of those restaurants out there. Maybe it's a down south type of ordeal, because I've never seen one up here in the northern regions here of the United States, up here in New York. But there might be one around here, and I just haven't seen it yet, Blake. But it sounds like a great place.
No, absolutely. It solves all of your life's problems, Todd. If you haven't been to a Chick-fil-A at noon and seen the line wrapped around the restaurant, you're missing out. It's definitely a unique experience for sure. But while we're saying that the lights are out on this pace car, it looks like Codini is going to be able to maintain the lead here as we're coming into turn number 3. The lights are off on the pace car. We're about set to go. We'll see if this two-tire strategy by the 13 Chevrolet is going to pay off. And again, he's followed by Jacob Simpson, who looks to be the fastest car tonight. Keith McLean, Chris Lovell, and Fugate in the number 9 Dodge will round out our top 5. The pace car diving down on the bottom. We are on lap 32, coming into 33. The 13 will go across the restart zone, and the green flag is going to fly here at Texas.
Green flag is in the air. Harry Codian in that number 13 machine. He has Jacob Simpson right there breathing down his neck. Jacob Simpson looks like it takes just a little bit of time for him to get up to speed in that number 99 machine there. Blake, he's now down to the bottom side, and he's going to make me eat my words off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. He's almost alongside the 13. Now the 13 fends him off. Jacob Simpson, I believe there may be a yellow flag back out there on the speedway there.
Oh, we got big trouble here in turn number 2. A lot of cars seem to be involved in this one. It looks like it's going to be started by, if we can scroll through here, it's going to be Rumballo in the number 85. It looks like he just, again, we got down into turn number 1 on these cold tires. He bounced off the apron and collected a ton of cars with him. The number 0 of R. Keller looks like he may have maintained some heavy contact as he hit the 85 sliding across the racetrack, as well as the 44 of Rubino. He's going to go around in that, actually in our 2003 sponsored Chevrolet, the 44 of Rubino. And again, that's going to bring out yet the 5th caution flag here as we come around to lap 34. That's going to bring around caution number 5 here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Again, we see that, these open setups and these cold tires just proven to be quite a handful here at Texas for some of these guys, but it looks like Harry, the 13 car, he was able to maintain the lead. Not sure if he was going to be able to maintain it with a long green flag run, but again, loose race cars are biting these guys, Todd.
Yeah, indeed they are. It's a tough predicament to go through. Heating their tires there as we're on the 5th yellow flag here at the Texas Motor Speedway Hobo Racing here, and these guys are doing a good job. It's just the fact that some of these setups are really loose in the beginning portion of this event, and the beginning portion of the run, I should say, is I'm starting to have a little bit of hiccups here myself, trying to get a drink here and getting a little bit of tongue tied here. But Harry Codian seems to have his setup down pat there, Blake, as he's got 2 tires. He's had 2 fresh tires put on there. He didn't take the 4-tire strategy like some of the other guys behind him. He got himself out front, but it looks like he's been able to hold off like the charge of Jacob Simpson there early and Keith McLean. I'm not sure how long that strategy is going to hold off for him here in a later run.
Yeah, Todd, I can't imagine the strategy. A great track position play, but I just, if we go green for a long time, I can't see that strategy working out too well for Harry. I think we had about 30 laps on his left side tires as we came down pit road. So even though, if these cars are tough to maintain, this could be a very, very smart call. If we get maybe a 10-lap green flag run here and everybody going to come down for 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles, and maybe he's in the 3rd or 4th spot, that's a big track position game. So we'll have to see how the 13 works out. It's really just dependent on how many yellows we're going to get out here for the rest of this field.
Yeah, definitely going to depend on how many yellow flags we get here tonight. Just looking up and down, just seeing guys who have led laps. Harry Codian's got 4 laps led. Jacob Simpson's got 11 laps led. As just keep in mind that my scoring and timing did go down there briefly. 17 laps led by Keith McLean. So I got 3 drivers that have led a lap here in the top 21. I know that's a little bit different. I believe there was one other lap leader here earlier in the event, but these guys so far, been under yellow flag a big portion of their event so far. I'm not going to say that these guys have put on a whale of a finish each and every time that we've had them here on the Full Velocity Network the last few times, Blake, and I don't expect anything less from them.
Absolutely, Todd. And I think we're getting word somebody in our YouTube chat box, one of the guys running out here, that 51 of Roger Nebelset, trying to keep us in the loop of what some of these drivers are feeling right now. He's posting that his tire temperatures have gotten down to about 52 or below 90 degrees, if you can believe it. That's just very, very treacherous conditions, especially if you have a loose race car. Just really hard to get through turns 1 and 2 as there's traffic all around you. They're somewhat helped by these single file restarts, but again, those cold tires are treacherous. They make it really hard to handle a race car. So got to thank Roger Nebelset keeping us in the loop there in the YouTube chat box. All of you out there in the YouTube chat box, we thank you for joining us live here on the Full Velocity Network. If you'd like to see your league compete and you like the product you're seeing now, or you like what you're seeing tonight in the UMP Dirt Modifieds on iRacing Facebook Live, please visit our website at fullvelocitynetwork.com. You can book with us now. We are the ultimate esport experience. We'd love to have you. We'll do any type of sim racing and possibly anything else. That's why they're the ultimate esport experience. We are not restricted to just online racing sims, but that's definitely our forte, and we love what we do. We love to bring you all the action from whatever league you may be from. So please give our website a visit at fullvelocitynetwork.com. As we say that, we are coming out of turn number 2. The lights are off on this pace car, and we're going to have some questions answered here as we are going to come up on the 1 to go.
Yeah, definitely. The lights are out atop the pace car. We're waiting for green flag conditions as we're down the back straightaway once again. Is these guys going to be able to keep their cars underneath them? That's the question that needs to be answered here this evening. Right now, Harry Codian, your current race leader in that number 13 machine. Jacob Simpson is running in that second spot in the 99. Keith McLean is third. Fourth is Cal Lovell. Jeff Fugate is fifth. Maverick is sixth in that number 23. Herman Reese is all the way back to seventh. Eighth is the number 6 machine of Rich Knappick in that race 555 as seen on screen. Steve Urbino in that number 21 Maxwell House sponsor machine. He's running ninth. And Kevin Roy in the 77 machine. We haven't talked much about him in any of the Hobo races that we've seen as of late. Kevin Roy right now running in that 10th spot. So pace car making that hard left-hand turn down to pit road. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing once again, Blake.
And the pace car diving down. The 13 will enter the restart zone, and he will put us back under green flag conditions here as he gets quite a substantial lead over Jacob Simpson. It looks like the 28 may have also gotten a good jump on that, but not able to make a move as we go down here into turn number 1. They all file single file as they head off the 2, and one can only imagine how long it's going to take the 99 to run down that 13.
Yeah, the 99's been pretty quick all evening long, and look at that. He's looking down to the bottom side. That's a 99 of Jacob Simpson there, trying to make a challenge on the 13 of Harry Codian already here. Not able to do it. Look at the power move from the 13 of Harry Codian on the outside of the outside there, Blake, in the number 13 machine. He's running in the middle portion of the speedway, and he's able to power move the 99 of Jacob Simpson coming off the corner.
Well, that's possibly part of pinching down. It can be, kind of a product of being able to just not give the line to the guy that you want to give to him. As it looks like now the 99 is going to look to the inside. He's got the position coming down to the stripe. The 13 is going to lead it. And man, again, it looks like it's just really hard to get a run off these corners. These cars being pinched down on the bottom are just so loose. You may see some guys move to the top side, as it looks like even Cal Laval in that number 12 UPS Ford, he's going to move to the outside of the 23 and see if he can get some track position as we come down here into turn number 3. Again, these guys running relatively similar lap times, and again, Harry Codian is looking like a very smart man right now. As it looks like now the 99 may dive it down to the bottom. He's going to take the lead, move Jacob Simpson to the top spot.
Move Jacob Simpson to the top spot in that number 99 machine. Now looks like Harry Codian drifting back. It looks like he threw a parachute out the back of the number 13 machine. He's all the way back to the 6th position. Now the 28 of Keith McLean sets his sights on Jacob Simpson in that number 99 machine.
Yeah, Keith McLean having a very strong Ford Fusion underneath his belt, but also a guy that we maybe have not been mentioning too much. That number 9 Dodge at Fugate, he's coming into the picture now. He's pulling up to the back of the 28, and he's going to challenge for that 2nd spot, as it looks like we may have caution flag again on the Speedway. Or, nope, I saw some smoke, but we are going to keep it green. Jacob Simpson maintaining the lead. Again, Fugate also starting to become a part of the fold.
Yeah, Jeff Fugate in that number 9 machine, he's starting to come up through the field here. And he's known for his open setups, as we've seen Jeff Fugate challenge for many victories here on the Full Velocity Network, and even before that, the DRTV network or the Dino Racing Network per se. Fugate was pretty quick in all those other broadcasts that we've been in. I don't believe, though, Blake, he's won here on the Full Velocity Network as of yet. But Fugate right now running in that 3rd spot. He's looking for a win here on the Full Velocity Network. A lot of these guys looking for wins. Right now, Keith McLean all over the rear bumper of the 99 of Jacob Simpson. Not able to do anything. It's about a car length. It's a little less than the car length between himself and the number 99 machine. So Simpson right now able to keep Keith McLean at bay, but I'm not sure for how long.
Yeah, it looks like the 28 starting to pull up to the rear bumper of the Monster Energy Ford. He's going to dive it down low, going into turn number 3. Here he comes. The 28 has position on the low side. Let's see if the 99 can hold it on the high side. They're side by side. Coming down here through the front stretch, it's going to be the 28 at the line, and I believe he's going to have the inside position. He's going to clear the 99 going into turn number 1, move the 28 of McLean back to the lead, as now Fugate may look to try and pounce on the 99 as he loses some track position.
Yeah, that difference was .018 at the line there, Blake. An amazing side-by-side battle at the start-finish line. Put Keith McLean back to the lead over the 99 and Jacob Simpson. Fugate running in that 3rd spot. Kyle Lovell running 4th. Maverick starting to make some moves, making some headway up through the field in that number 23 machine. He's up to 5th. Herman Reese is up to 6th. The 7th position right now is that number 6 of Rick Napick. And that number 6 machine, Steve Robino, in the number 21. He's up to 8th. Harry Codian has dropped all the way back to 9th position. So that 2-tire strategy not paying off for that number 13 machine.
Yeah, I wondered how long we would go green flag, and this long green flag run may not be what that 13 car wants to see. But I'm looking at these lap times. The fastest car on the track here in this top groove last time around was the 73 of Harmon Rice. He was the only driver in the 28.6s. A lot of these guys running 28.7s here up at the front, but it looks like Harmon Rice, don't put him out. He's in the 6th spot in that Herman Reese in that Cadillac. So he's definitely making some headway. A lot of these top guys seem like they're running relatively similar lap times. Maybe that's why we haven't seen as much battles for this 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. But these guys are running side by side, and now, I mean, Simpson's starting to creep back up to the 28.
Yeah, indeed, Simpson's starting to creep back up. Last time by 28.730 for Keith McLean. Jacob Simpson, 28.691, just a little bit faster there in that number 99 machine, but that might be all it's going to take here. That's a pretty quick clip there for the 99 of Jacob Simpson. I'm still looking up and down. Those 2 leaders are the fastest cars on the Speedway last time by, as these guys still fighting tooth and nail up front. So Keith McLean, Jacob Simpson. Simpson now peaks down to the bottom side in that number 99 machine. Not able to get by the 28 of McLean here yet, but I'm almost looking for him to get by him, as he was faster once again that last lap, Blake.
Yeah, we may be treated to a great battle for the lead here all day long. It looks like Simpson and McLean going to try and trade and go back and forth. Simpson again pulling up on the 28. He's going to complete the pass on the low side, the 28, surrendering the lead back to Jacob Simpson. A lot of lead changes here early on. And again, it looks like Cal Lovell, he's going to try to pull up to that 9 car, who's been having a stronghold on that 3rd spot, watching these leaders shuffle back and forth.
Yeah, Cal Lovell's been the most consistent guy besides the 2 leaders there in that number 12 machine. He's been running 4th for pretty much the whole race, and he's just been waiting in the wings there. And I'm almost surprised that he's not ready to pounce quite yet, as he's up there battling with the number 9 of Jeff Fugate. Not too close, though. About a car length and a half, and sometimes 2 car lengths. But he just looks like he's saving his stuff. It looks like that number 12 there, Blake, has a longer run car underneath him.
You may very well have it, Todd. And another thing I'm going to mention, a lot of these guys, lap times, even some of the ones that are starting to move to the front, like Lovall, some of these guys are starting to, again, fall off the lap times. We saw some laps in the 28.4s, 28.5s amongst a lot of our leaders. But again, 28.9s and 29s starting to show up on the board. It shows you that tire wear is starting to become a factor here at the Texas Motor Speedway, as it looks like Herman Reese, he is starting to pull up on the 23 of Maverick. He may be challenging soon for that 5th spot.
Yeah, Herman Reese last time by was the fastest car on the speedway in that number 73 machine, so he's all over the rear bumper of the 23 of Maverick. Maverick right now, this time by ran a 29.122. Herman Reese ran a 29.103 the last time that we had scoring time and reset there. So Herman Reese just a tick faster than the 23 machine, but he was the fastest car on the speedway just a couple laps ago. So Herman Reese right now, as there's a battle now for the 3rd spot, looks like Cal Lovall and the number 9 is Jeff Fugate.
Yeah, it looks like Lovall was able to clear the 9 off of turn number 2, but the 9's going to take it back off of turn number 4. These guys exchanging the 3rd spot here, as that's going to slow both of them down and allow Simpson and McLean to continue to pull away. But it's also going to allow Herman Reese, again, a guy that just passed Maverick for the 5th spot, it's going to allow him to pull up and maybe challenge for 4th or 3rd here in a couple laps. And, man, I guess that's the interesting thing about these open setups. You see a lot of, exchanging of positions. I mean, if everyone was on the same setup, you'd have guys running hard early and guys probably saving their stuff. It'd be pretty hard to make up times, but as these guys are on different setups, we see, again, exchanging through all of these positions. Again, Reese starting to pull up to spot number 4.
As we're in car of the number 73 of Herman Reese, we're seeing what he sees from his office, the cockpit here, of the number 73 machine. He's right there. He's closing the gap, and you can watch how fast he is closing the gap. Look how much he's not working that steering wheel. And the number 73 machine, he's got a good setup here. He's able to do quite a bit with it, and he's able to go down the front straightaway. Look at him. It looks like he bounces off the limiter just a little bit. He's able to get by the number 12 with Cal Lovall. He puts himself in the 4th spot. So the 73 is really, really quick. Herman Reese now down to the bottom side of the number 9 of Jeff Fugate, not able to pull it off down the back straightaway, but I'm sure he's going to set him up here in turn 3.
Yeah, it's interesting to see from this cockpit view exactly what the 73 of Reese is seeing. The one thing I thought that was pretty interesting, you can see how loose these guys are coming off the turn number 2, how long they have to wait to get into the throttle so not to upset the rear end of the car and spin around like we've seen a couple of times tonight. We are on lap 57 of 117, which means we have 61 laps to go here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Again, your leader out here, Jacob Simpson, he's been able to get a pretty substantial lead there on 2nd place, about half a second separating those two guys. But again, the closest battle on the track is for that 3rd spot that Reese just took away from Fugate.
Yeah, Herman Reese went to 3rd. Here comes the 12 of Cal Lovall. He's down to the bottom side of the 9 of Jeff Fugate. Fugate way up the track with that number 9 machine. He's going to surrender that 4th spot to the number 12 of Cal Lovall. Lovall to 4th. The number 9 of Jeff Fugate runs back to that 5th spot. So Jeff Fugate starting to slip back just a little bit. Looking at his time last time by was a 29.899. That's slowest amongst the top 10 so far. So Fugate right now looks like he ran the tires off just a little bit on the number 9 machine.
Yeah, it looks like as he continues to maybe run on not as on par tires as the rest of these guys, it looks like Maverick in that John Deere Chevrolet, he's going to start looking to try to take away that 5th spot. And again, the slowest car on the track was Fugate last time around at 29.940. And as I look at the times of these top competitors, a lot of these guys running mid-29s. Herman Reese, though, he looks to be running 29.5s. He ran at 29.4 the last time around. Again, these lap times are really starting to drop off here. Again, our leaders also running 29.4s and 5s. But again, we were running a full second faster at the beginning of a run last time around. That shows you how much tires are going to be able to matter. And another thing that we're going to have to worry about here shortly, it seems like green flag pit stops may not be out of the question if we can keep it green just a couple more laps.
Yeah, hopefully that didn't give the black cloud here of Full Velocity Network over the Texas Motor Speedway and these Hobo Racing guys. These guys put on a clinic right now. Good green flag run from the last few yellows that we had. We do have a nice green flag run going here. So green flag pit stops has got to be the way to land here in a few laps or so there, Blake. And I would say in probably 10 or 15 laps, you start seeing some of these cars come down pit road. You may see Harry Codian in the number 13 machine come down pit road just a little bit sooner. He is 12.31 seconds off the pace of all these other leader guys. So 2 tires, not the call he wanted to do. I think he was banking on another yellow flag quickly.
Yeah, I think he was banking on another quick yellow, again, like we mentioned earlier, maybe trying to gain some track position. But as this green flag rolls on, the crew chief on that 13, not going to be a happy camper. As we continue to roll along green flag here. And again, I think the one thing you got to mention about these green flag pit stops here at Texas is one, I mean, obviously, getting onto pit road is the same as it was on the old configuration of Texas. But if you look at turns 1 and 2, that apron is really thin where they widen out this racetrack. You're going to have to really manage your stuff and not slide up onto the racetrack. You know, you don't have a lot of wiggle room for error also to get a black flag for merging too early. So definitely interesting to see as we, you know, are on this new version of the Texas Motor Speedway, how these guys handle exiting pit road versus the old configuration.
You said, like, it's way different. We're taking a cruise through the field, just showing you some of the awesome paint schemes they got out here on the track. And I'm looking at the number 85 right now out there on the track as the Gas Monkey sponsor machine. That's a pretty slick looking paint scheme on the screen, and he's quite a ways back right now in that 20th position, but he's out there motoring around, and he's already had 6 pit stops here tonight, Blake.
Oh, 6 pit stops. That seems to be a record out here, as it looks like again, the 85, you know, a very interesting paint scheme out there. It seems like he may be suffering from some damage he caught up earlier in that accident. But again, we stay green here, and it looks like we are starting to see some cars drift on the pit road. I'm following with the 78 of Ryan Johnson in that Buffalo Wild Wings Chevrolet. He has slowed it down, and he is coming to pit road here at Texas. Again, a lot of guys... it seems like this is around green flag pit stops, as also the UPS Florida level. He's going to come into pit road, except he may be hot depending on where this pit road exit line is. He came in a lot faster than the 78 of Johnson. We'll see if maybe he suffers a penalty or not.
I was watching the 28 of Keith McLean and the 99 of Jacob Simpson on the screen. Those guys took 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing Field. Those guys both down and away. It looked like the 28 was having just a little bit of trouble in his pit stall. Looked like he overshot just a little bit. Then he didn't look like he was going to block the number 99 of Jacob Simpson there in his pit stall. So Jacob Simpson had to get around the number 28. So Jacob Simpson, though, out to quite a bit of an advantage over the 28 after green flag pit stops there. He's quite a ways ahead of him there, Blake.
Indeed, he is. And as we cycle through these green flag pit stops, that's going to allow the number 23 John Deere Chevrolet of Maverick to resume the lead. We also saw Reese. He led a lap also before coming to pit road. Again, those 5 extra bonus points being big for a lot of these guys that are trying to win a championship here in this old-style chase. Not an elimination here at the Hobo Racing League, but Maverick will also surrender the lead right now as he is diving down on the pit road, and I believe he will be the last one in as the 99 of Jacob Simpson again coming around, or actually he has still pitted. Fugate is down and away off of the track. Lovell seems to have gained quite a substantial amount of time on that. He may not have suffered a penalty like we thought. He may have just been very fast entering pit road, as he's even going to come out far ahead of Reese and McLean.
Yeah, indeed, he's going to come out quite a ways in front of Reese and McLean. Reese had a fairly good pit stop, but it looked like you said, we're looking at some of those guys that were out there on the speedway, and those guys had a pretty good pit stop there, Blake. And those guys knew what they were doing there. Is the 28 machine also having a good pit stop?
28 machine having a great pit stop as well. Again, as we cycle around, we're going to see a new leader to the front. That's the number 10 of Randy Smith in that Led Zeppelin Pontiac. He's going to resume the lead. Second place is going to be the number 11, a guy we haven't talked too much about tonight. Steve Grant in that number 11 Pontiac as well is going to be in second place. The 99 is going to be in third, as we looks like some of those guys are starting to file onto pit road. Randy Smith, who led the last time around, he's going to give up the lead here to the number 11 car and the number 99 in second.
Yeah, indeed. We're following the number 10 of Randy Smith down to the 8 of his pit crew. Let's see what the call is going to be for that number 10. You didn't want to stay out there too long, but he stayed out there quite a long time there in the number 10 machine. He's had to give up quite a bit. Is the drop off is pretty significant in these getting 4 tires versus 2 tires versus no tires, and you're out there running around and you're losing a lot of time out there on the speedway. Randy Smith, 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles, 2 hands of Sunoco Racing Field. He's down and away.
Randy Smith is down and away, and I think this offers an interesting question. I think we were around lap 35 or so as we came around to our last restart in this race. So you're thinking, you know, we are on lap 70 right now of 117 circuits around this Texas Motor Speedway, and you know, if you do the math, that's about 80 laps. And it looks like the Randy Smith machine, he's going to stay out about 5 laps short of splitting that in half. He stayed out about 35, 36 laps, when it looks like 40 may have been how you split it in half. But these guys probably planning on coming to pit road one more time. But could we see some of these guys that are staying out, like this number 99, or, well, not the 99, but could we see maybe some of these guys try to maybe make it on that stop being their last stop? Maybe we see some fuel strategy here at Texas.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to shake out there, Blake. Is that, like you said, I don't have a lot of open setup experience. I'm not sure what these guys are getting for fuel mileage. Again, that depends on their gear ratio and what they got running it back there in that gear ratio. They can get a longer green flag, running a little bit more fuel out of their cars if they have a taller gear in that machine, or a lower gear in that machine, I should say. Is right now I've been watching the battle between the 28 of Keith McLean and the number 12 of Cal Lovell. Lovell right now running in that second spot as they flash by the 108 of John the Dog Palmer as they put him 1 lap down to the rears here. But the 28 of Keith McLean been all over the rear bumper of Cal Lovell. But like you were saying, Blake, he had a great pit stop in that number 12 machine. But are these guys going to be able to stretch it? Can they make it on one more pit stop, or are they going to try to stretch it way out there? Like I said, Blake, I'm not 100% positive with open setups.
I'm not exactly sure, Todd. I'm pretty sure that these guys that short pit those guys by about 4 or 5 laps, coming in at about lap 65, 66. Pretty sure they won't be able to make it 50 laps here at Texas. We are running 2X tire wear and fuel wear, so I don't think depending on what setup you have, I don't think you're going to be able to make it here all the way, as it looks like Wild Bill is around, and we have trouble on the back straightaway. The 137 of Spadafora is in it. Oh, and he's plowed by the 10 of Randy Smith. Randy Smith, undoubtedly some heavy contact here on the back straightaway. It looks like the 137 lost it in the middle of the backstretch, and unfortunately for Randy Smith in that 10 car, no place to go. He plowed into the back of him, and it looks like that is going to leave some heavy damage there on the 10 car. Again, some unfortunate circumstances. We almost saw a wreck there for second place, the 28 and the 12 able to avoid it. But that is going to bring out another caution flag at the Texas Motor Speedway. So all the talk we had about fuel, let's throw it out the window, Todd. None of that matters anymore.
Yeah, definitely none of that matters. These guys able to come down to pit road and get some more fuel, and maybe take some more fresh Goodyear Eagles there. They got a couple extra sets down there on pit road. And I caught the tail end of that 85 machine of Ricky Bumbleau. He was upside down, roof surfing down the surface of the track. He's able to get it back on all fours, though. But Ricky Bumbleau, heavily damaged, number 85.
Yeah, let's see if we can't find out what the cause of that yell was. And that's exactly right. Again, that turn 2 exit, it seemed like once you get this back end around on the exit of turn number 2, it is just incredibly hard to save. 137 of Spadafora overcorrected in the middle of the straightaway. He almost gets clipped by the 93 of Wild Bill, who's able to avoid it. Race 555 makes an incredible dodge, but it looks like the 10 of Randy Smith just guessed the wrong way. And sometimes when a wreck happens and somebody's sitting broadside, you just got to guess the right direction to go. And it looks like the 10 of Randy Smith not able to. That's going to leave heavy damage on the 137 and the 10 car here. But now it looks like we're going to resume normal conditions as these guys are on pit road. We'll see who comes out first. It's going to be the 99 of Jacob Simpson, yet again leading them off of pit road. And it looks like Maverick also able to make up some track position. He's going to come out in the second spot.
And making up some good track position out there on the speedway. I'm just watching who stayed out and who did not. Right now, watching the number 93. He's out there on the speedway. I believe he is not. That's Wild Bill. I believe he's going to come down. I believe he caught a piece of that wreck. Number 6. You said was involved also. That's race 5-5 on your screen. That's also Rich Napick in that number 6 machine. So Napick got heavy right side damage on that number 6 machine. You can see where he's had a war with the wall here in that number 6 is he's scraped the wall, and also the other side, the left side looks just as bad. So right side and left side of the number 6 machine scrapes all over the place. So we're going to see what's going to happen to him as we're watching these guys. As we've got Wild Bill on the screen, though, it's good to give him a little bit of limelight here on the Full Velocity Network. And that number 93 Chick-fil-A sponsor machine, that's a beautifully prepared machine as he's now going across that start finish line there. That's Wild Bill, that number 93 machine.
Yeah, it looks like the number 6 Harley Davidson Chevrolet, although he was able to avoid some hard contact there with the 137, not able to escape full damage completely. As it looks like, I'll give you some of an update. It looks like Leo Pena again leading at the Lanier National Speedway on our other broadcast here in the A main event. They're on lap 16 of 30 over there. So maybe if you want to do some split screen action with us and watch the end of that exciting race, we have a great crowd there at the Full Velocity Network for Facebook Live. As we also have a great crowd looking at us here at the Texas Motor Speedway with the Hobo Racing League. Again, we're doing something completely different tonight, doing a dual stream. We're just really proud of the fact that we can try and pull this off. We have the crew necessary to do it. And again, we're just very thankful that both of these leagues allowed us to bring you their action tonight, as it looks like Jacob Simpson going to be able to resume the lead. I believe some of these cars that are staying out looking to take a wave around the pace car and maybe get a lap back and see if they can't catch a quick caution. And, that's a great strategy call. With the quick cautions we've seen on these restarts, these guys may be making a smart move here.
Yeah, indeed. They didn't have that many green flag laps on those tires as they went down for green flag pit stops. And like you said, that number 193 or the 93 of Wild Bill, he's going to be one of those guys looking to maybe get a wave around or on the tail end of the lead lap. So Jacob Simpson going to have a little bit of traffic up there in front of him as he's your current race leader. Second right now is the number 23. That's Maverick on the screen. Third is the number 28 of Keith McLean. Fourth is the number 12 machine of Cal Laval. Fifth is the 73 of Herman Reese. Sixth is Ron Simpson in the number 25. Jeff Fugate in the number 9. He's running 7th. Roger Neville-Stick running 8th. 9th is the 77 of Kevin Roy. 10th is Jason San Diego in that number 22 machine. He is running 10th, like you said. Harry Codian running 11th. 12th is Steve Robino in that throwback Maxwell House sponsor machine. The 27 of Andrew M. running 13th. Tango Duke Sorensen running 14th. 15th is Ryan Johnson as they switch hands just a little bit. That'll put the number 6 machine of Rich Napick up to 15th. 16th is the 78 of Ryan Johnson. Rob Keller running in the 17th position is the number 0. So 18th is Danny Rubino in the number 44 machine. He's 1 lap down. Randy Smith also 1 lap down. Wild Bill in 20th. He's also 1 lap down. And John the Dog Palmer 1 lap down. He's 21st.
Yeah, that's Todd Stanton giving you the full field rundown here at the Full Velocity Network, as it looks like the lights are off on this pace car and we are set to go green again. There's single file. Jacob Simpson, Maverick, and Keith McLean are going to lead you to the green flag here as it's out on the speedway. Simpson is off. He again gets a pretty nice jump on that 23 of Maverick. They're going to go down into turn number 1, single file. Simpson is your leader.
Yeah, Simpson, your leader, going down into turn number 1. It looks like it's going to be the 99, about a 5 car length advantage over the number 23 of Maverick. Maverick right now running in that second spot, but he's going to have challenges, I do believe, from that number 28 of Keith McLean and Kyle Lovell. They're right there. They're breathing down his neck. They're going to be able to get by him, I do believe. And that number 23 machine it seems like those guys working together quite a bit here on the speedway. And drafting does play a little bit of a role here at the Texas Motor Speedway, not as much as like a Talladega, not as much as like a Daytona, but it does play a little bit of effect here in this game. As right now they're closing up the gap. It looks like Keith McLean closing up the gap on the 23 of Maverick down the back straightaway. The 28 of McLean looking him over and searching where he's going to go. I almost guarantee the 28 of McLean has been around in the bottom. That's where he's going to go.
Yeah, it looks like that 28 seeing what he can do to try and catch that 23. But meanwhile, Jacob Simpson, he's pulling away from this field here. He's got about a 0.6 of a second lead over that second spot. And as the 28 is going to challenge the 23, that looks like it's only going to allow him to pull further away as the 28 dives it down to the bottom. He's going to look into turn number 3, and the 23 putting up no fight. He's going to surrender the second and the third spot to Cal Lovell as he'll go by in that UPS Ford. Move those two guys up to second and third. We'll see if they can together can try and chase down our leader of Simpson, who again pulled away by about 3 or 4 tenths that lap.
Yeah, Simpson has a fast hot rod in that number 99 machine, but so doesn't Keith McLean. It looks like he comes around a little bit later in the run than that number 28 machine. Same way with Kyle Lovell. He's running in that third spot. The 23 of Maverick running in fourth. Look at who's coming into fifth once again. The 73 of Herman Reese. He had a long run car. I'm sure he's looking forward to another long run in that number 73 machine.
Yeah, that 73 Cadillac looking to take it pretty conservatively on these restarts. He allowed a little bit of a gap to be built, but again, I'm sure he is pretty confident that that Cadillac looks like it is going to be a long-run Cadillac as he is pulling up to the back of that 23 of Maverick. It looks like he may be able to challenge for that fourth spot. And as we continue to move through the field here, it looks like Fugate looks like he has lost some ground to that 73, as it looks like he is all by his lonesome there for that sixth spot. And it looks like we have a battle for fourth here as Reese has caught, and it looks like he is going to pass the 23 of Maverick. Again, Maverick kind of surrendering that spot. Maybe, again, I think he gambled on some fuel strategy there to try, or tire strategy rather, to try and get some track position. He may be following the same fate as Codini, as, again, Reese up to the fourth spot. As we look out front, Jacob Simpson has built a 1 second lead over the 28 car. But again, that 12 car looks like they're trying to work together there to try run down our leaders. But meanwhile, there is a great battle going on for that 9th spot between Kevin Roy and Jason San Diego.
Yeah, great battle going on between Kevin Roy and Jason San Diego. San Diego going to make short work of him. Here comes the number 21 machine of Steve Robino. Robino down to the bottom side. He's going to make up some positions. That 21 machine will put him up to that 10th spot, right there between the 21 of Jason San Diego. These guys are pretty tight knit together. You're looking at the 25 of Ron Simpson, Roger Nevillestick in that 51, the 22 machine of Jason San Diego, the Steve Robino number 21. Then you got the 77 of Kevin Roy. He's right there into the fray. Now a battle looks like it's heating up between the 51 of Roger Nevillestick and Jason San Diego. He was all over the rear bumper. Looked like he got a little bit loose though in that number 22 machine. He slightly backs off the number 51 machine, and he's able to gather it back up. But he lost a lot of ground. Now a battle for the 7th position between Ron Simpson and the 22 machine, and it looks like the 25 machine and the number 51 of Nevillestick. Nevillestick now gets around the 25 machine. Here comes the 22 of Jason San Diego, and he's able to get by the number 51 machine of Roger Nevillestick. 2-for deal there for the 22. High-low switch maneuver for the 51. He's back down to the bottom side. That's Nevillestick in the 51.
Gosh, Todd, you were just there calling all of that action, and they're still going after it here as the 25 of Ron Simpson and Nevillestick, again, side by side there for it looks like that 8th spot. Again, some absolutely incredible racing here. It may not be for the lead, but these guys definitely putting on a show here at Texas as Jason San Diego is going to get that 7th spot. But again, it looks like he's going to be challenged by the 21 of Rubino, who also wants a piece of that 7th spot. And again, Nevillestick, who originally got loose and kind of caused something, he just passed the 25, and the 25 is going to go back around him. Again, these guys doing a lot of passing. They're not racing, door to door, banging on each other's doors. They're, it's kind of a, you have the run, I'll let you go. But these guys are exchanging positions back and forth as, again, the 22 of Jason San Diego going to surrender the 7th spot to Rubino. And meanwhile, it looks like because San Diego surrender that spot, Ron Simpson's going to come to the inside. He's sliding all over on the exit of turn number 2, but he's going to maintain the inside, and he's going to go down to the bottom. So non-stop side-by-side racing here for the 7th and 8th, 9th, and 10th positions here at Texas. Man, these guys are putting on a clinic here on how to pass.
Indeed, they are there, Blake, and that's a great battle for the 7th to 12th positions, and that's what we're all about here at the Full Velocity Network. Yeah, those guys are out front; they're trying to run away from the rest of the field. But look at this racing action through the field. You got to cover the guys in the middle portion of the field because those guys put on a whale of a show too. Not just the leaders, not just the top 5, but the top 10, even the top 15. These guys put on an amazing show. You can't miss those battles here on the Full Velocity Network.
Absolutely. We are the Full Velocity Network. We are not NBC. We're not just going to show the leader running out front. We're going to show you all the battles for every position all over this racetrack. Is again, these guys from 7th through 10th, you can just throw a blanket under them. They are still battling here down the back straightaway. But as we said that, with all this great battling and racing going on, that's allowed these guys like Maverick up here in the 6th spot to get several seconds, about 2.5 seconds there in front of that pack back there. So they may be costing themselves some track position, but you know, we're commentators. We don't care about where they're finishing. We just want to see some great racing, and they are definitely putting it on here at the Hobo Racing League.
Yeah, they're definitely putting on some great racing. 7th through 12th position is now, meanwhile, back out front. We're just going to show you this kind of landscape. Jacob Simpson right now, 0.826 ahead of the Keith McLean machine of the number 28, the 12 machine of Cal Laval. He's 1.081 seconds back of your current race leader. So those guys, second and third, pretty close together. That's a 28 and a 12. Then you got Herman Reese. He's 2.639 back. And that number 73 machine is a little bit uncharacteristic of that number 73 of Herman Reese. It looked like he had a longer green flag run car, but it looks like changes made in the pit stop to some of these other cars has made their cars even stronger. And Herman Reese's cars kind of laid at bay here in that 4th spot. So he's 2.639 back. Then you got Jeff Fugate, 4.046. These guys strung out throughout the whole field here. And we're looking for battles around the speedway. Like we said, we looked at the battles from 7th through 12th. I'll see if we can find some more battles there, Blake.
Well, as we look for battles, I think partly is what kind of killed Reese's run is that, you know, he just lost the draft. The draft does come in here to play at the Texas Motor Speedway, and, you know, some of the racing that we're used to seeing here on NASCAR 2003, not quite like the Cup Series where clean air is king. You know, being able to get behind somebody and utilize draft is huge down these long straightaways here at Texas. And meanwhile, some of these guys are starting to come up on lap cars. It's Jacob Simpson, Keith McLean, Cal Lovell. They're going to be putting some of the cars like Pushrod 17 and Wild Bill a lap down. It looks like Wild Bill is going to slide around at Texas. He's going to lose it. He's going to use the wall to maintain position. He's going to come back onto the speedway. Golly, he is sliding back and forth and made in an absolutely incredible save. Going back and forth, overcorrecting, sliding around, and although that car is torn up and it looks like he's going to enter pit road, he kept it under green. And man, again, just an amazing save there by Wild Bill to be able to stay clear of the leaders. I'm sure those guys appreciate that. And, you know, it just, again, shows you how treacherous the exit of turn number 2 and this back straightaway is. I don't think I've ever seen this many drivers get loose running down the back straightaway, but it shows you these guys are wheeling it off of turn number 2, and if you just barely slide those back tires out, it is going to bite you hard.
Yeah, indeed, it's going to bite you hard as we were looking right at that as that happened, and you've seen how good of hands the number 93 of Wild Bill had, and Wild Bill, fantastic save there as he was able to save it more than once there, Blake, and we caught that live here on the Full Velocity Network. Wild Bill is going to appreciate that one, I do believe. That's some memories to come for Wild Bill, I tell you. That's one of the best saves I've seen here on the Full Velocity Network.
Absolutely, and just to give you a little update from our race over at the Lanier National Speedway, it looks like Tyler Walton in the 138 is able to take down a win, a guy we saw compete well for that race last week, and it looks like he is able to pull it off over Gavin Manning and Leo Pena. That'll round out your top 3 over there at the Lanier National Speedway. But we are still going strong here at the Texas Motor Speedway. We're on lap 100 of 117. Can you believe it? Our lap ticker is not working, but man, these guys are winding down the laps here. We've seen a lot of guys already entering on pit road. And again, some of these guys staying out, again, like we alluded to, we're probably going about 40-something laps. You might see some guys try to stretch it out here on fuel mileage, and perhaps some of these other guys stretching it. As the 99 of Jacob Simpson, he's going to dive it down on the pit road.
Yeah, the 99 of Jacob Simpson, your current race leader. He's down on pit road. We're following him here with the camera to see what his crew does. I believe it's going to be 4 tires for that number 99 of Jacob Simpson. He's been the class of the field here, leading 59 laps thus so far, and it might even be more than that. It might be somewhere upwards in the 60 range here for that number 99 machine. He finally rolls into his pit stall, does not slide through. That's a big advantage there. If you don't slide through, it'll be an advantage there on the speedway. Right side tires going on the number 99 machine. Only right side tires for the 99. What a call there for Jacob Simpson. That's going to put him out there on the speedway. I don't know how that's going to work for him. He had a pretty good lead, but he's going to have an even bigger lead. But can somebody catch him on 4 fresh tires, though? Like, that's the question that needs to be answered.
Well, they're going to have to answer it for us. We saw that tires are super important here at Texas. Again, these guys are running about a second slower here at the end of a run. But also, you got to think if you're splitting this run in half, you're saving 4 or 5 seconds on pit road there, getting 2 fresh tires. So it may be worth it to take 2 tires. I don't know. Again, like you said, that is a question that's going to be answered here by the drivers. And as the 28 came onto pit road, that's going to keep Keith McLean up here in the lead, and you got to wonder how long he's going to stay out, because with the 99 running on those 2 fresher tires, he's obviously going to be a little bit quicker. Is the 28 going to try and stretch it out here longer, or is he going to continue to lose time because the 99 was on pit road? So again, a lot of questions left unanswered here, but it looks like Keith McLean again going to resume the race lead. Reese is going to be in second as we cycle around here on green flag pit stops. Fugate is in third. The 21 of Rubino is going to be in fourth. And then Jason San Diego, our 5th place runner in points, is also in 5th position on the speedway.
Yeah, right now, 6th position is the number 6 machine of Ron Simpson. Then you get the number 7 in 7th position. You got the 555 race 555 on your screen. The number 6, that's Rich Naffick. He's running in that 7th position. We're still waiting on Keith McLean to come down on pit road. As I'm pretty sure the 99 and Jacob Simpson last time by ran a 29.400 on just 2 fresh tires on that number 99 machine. Keith McLean last time by 29.773, so he is surrendering quite a bit there. And now even a 30.191. He's stuck in lap traffic in that number 28 machine. That's not what he wants to do, and that's a tough go of it. Is the guys were just passing him. That slowed him up even more, so he's losing even more precious seconds on the speedway.
Yeah, speaking of lap traffic, it seems like the 99 of Jacob Simpson and Cal Lovell, they're on the same tire strategy here, or pit strategy. It seems like Laval has the lead on that cycle of strategy. The 99 was trying to get by him, got mired in some lap traffic, but while these guys are running up front and staying out, you may wonder, this may be the battle for the win if everyone is going to be able to come down pit road and the 28 not able to make it on fuel. I'm usually able to use my ears to listen to that 28 to see if he's clutching. I don't hear the clutch being pushed in, so perhaps the 28 thinking he can make it here to the end without any help, but we'll see as this race continues to plays out. We are down to 9 laps to go as our leader Keith McLean crosses the stripe, and again, this may be set for an exciting finish.
Yeah, indeed, it might be set for an exciting finish. This 28 of Keith McLean, is he going to have enough fuel, or does he have to come down on pit road? That question has not been answered here. Normally we're able to see that kind of stuff. But the 28 right now of Keith McLean, it looks like he's slowing up just a little bit. Last time by, he ran a 29.969 there. Is Keith McLean, so he is trying to save a little bit of fuel, I do believe, Blake. But if anything, he's got to come down pit road for a splash maybe in that number 28 machine. Is he going to be able to hold it on to it, though, with just a splash and go in that number 28? Fugate right there, but he's 6.456 seconds back. Then you got Ron Simpson. He is 10 seconds back. Jason San Diego, 21.642, and Steve Robino, 23.996. Those guys still on the lead lap. The rest of the cars off the lead lap here, 1 lap down to more. And here comes Keith McLean down to pit road. He's got to get fuel in that number 28 machine.
And the time is ticking on that number 28 to see where he comes out on this racetrack. Again, the 12 and the 99 running on 2 fresher tires all these laps. I'm sure that's going to lose some time. We'll see here if the 28 maybe looks to just splash it up and go to try and save some time. But again, The crew is counting every precious second that the 28 is spinning on pit road. This could have some major implications in our chase. Keith McLean in the 4th spot. It has quite a bit of ground to make up on Herman Reese, and that's what it looks like. It looks like a stop and go for Keith McLean is going to do it. Let's see where he comes out. He's exiting turn number 1, and he's going to have to look back all the way to, it seems like these guys quite a bit behind him. Or no, these guys have already passed him. They're heading into turn number 3, so it looks like a strategy call that is not going to work in the favor of Keith McLean, as Jacob Simpson and Cal Lovell are going to move right by him. But, you know, we might see him work it on tires as well, as he'll come out behind Herman Reese.
Yeah, indeed, Blake, you're going to have to see if he can work it on those tires here. Not very many laps left to go. 99 machine now, I believe, is going to assume the lead. As I seen Jeff Fugate go down on pit road. That number 9 machine, he was running on fumes, and he had to go and get service to his pit crew. The 99 of Jacob Simpson should be assuming the lead here. The number 12 of Cal Lovell should be running second. But I tell you what, Jacob Simpson just a little bit ago pounded that wall. So how much damage did the number 99 receive there at corner X or entry or exit, excuse me, in that number 99 machine? As he's got right side damage. Is that enough damage for the 12 of Cal Lovell to be able to get around him? Oh, Cal Lovell is a little bit loose, and contact made there with the number 11 machine. Cal Lovell able to hold on to it though, but oh man, that got snap happy.
What an incredible save by Lovell. He got way out of shape, got loose over there. He had the 11 of Grant right behind him. He couldn't go anywhere, and he just barely tapped Lovell. And again, Lovell able to keep it going straight. That's got to upset those tires and obviously upset the driver. He was pulling up on the 99 of Jacob Simpson to be able to challenge for this lead. That's going to push him to about a second and a half back, and who knows how much that has hurt his battle, as we are coming down to, it looks like we're on 4 to go right now. Jacob Simpson going to come across the stripe. He's going to make it 3 to go. Can Lovell perhaps run him down or get a late race restart? It's looking like his chances are slim now after having to save it back there on the backstretch.
Yeah, an amazing save. He went from 1.5 seconds to 1.693. Cal Lovell, his hopes are pretty much dashed, barring anything happening to the 99 of Jacob Simpson as he keeps falling back. I believe he flat spotted the tires on the number 12 and used up some of the goodie that was left on that number 12 machine. So we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, it looks like he's falling back there. 1.693 last time by. We'll wait for the reset. I believe we got two laps to go there this time by, Blake.
Yes, popsicle sticks were in the air. Again, Lovell losing time on that last time around the speedway, but the 99 trying to set sail here. He's not running, you know, he is not in the top of our points in this chase. He's looking to get a win here on the Full Velocity Network. He's going to wheel the Monster Energy forward off of turn number 4. White flag is in the air. One more time around the Texas Speedway for Jacob Simpson.
White flags in the air. Jacob Simpson down into turn number 1 in the 99 machine. He's got 2 lap cars at bay behind him. That's the number 11 machine of Steve Grant and the number 21 machine of Steve Rubino in that number 21. Those guys starting to close the gap just a little bit, staying right behind the 99, not going to challenge him. He's through 3, and he's off of turn number 4 here at the Texas Motor Speedway, taking down the win. The number 99 of Jacob Simpson here for the Hobo Racing League. Full Velocity Network, Jacob Simpson takes down the win. Kyle Lovell going to finish up in that 2nd spot. 3rd is going to be, it looks like, the number 73 of Herman Reese.
Herman Reese, our point leader, going to round out that 3rd spot. 4th is going to be McLean. Sad to see him finish in 4th. He ran up front all race long, and it looks like just missed timing pit road may have cost him a chance at a top 3, but he will finish up 4th nonetheless. A good run for him. 5th will be the 23 of Maverick. He's able to hold on for a 5th place finish. So a great strategy call there on those 2 pit stops ago on our last restart to get him there. Jason San Diego, our 5th runner in points, he's going to finish up 6th. It looks like Codini, again, not able to utilize the strategy that he wanted in 3rd place in our standings. He's going to finish 7th. In the 8th spot is going to be the 77 of Kevin Roy in that Boston Red Sox Chevrolet. 9th place is going to be Fugate after pitting there late. And then 10th is going to be Tango, rounding out our top 10. We'll be running down the full field with you in just a second and talking to our top 3 finishers, so please don't go away. In 11th, Andre M. will take down the 11th spot in the 27. 25th, Ron Simpson. 13th, S. Robino. 14th, Race 555. 15th, Roger Nebelsack. 16th, Ryan Johnson. 17th, R. Keller. 18th, Steve Grant. 19th, D. Rubino, and 20th, John Palmer. 21st, Pushrod 17. 22nd, Wild Bill. 23rd, Randy Smith. 24th, out of this event will be the 85 of Bumbelow. In 25th, also out of this event, the 137 of Spadafora. 26th, Daniel Dupas. And then rounding out this field, the 710 of Manny D will finish in the 27th spot. However, stay tuned with us. We're going to catch up with our top 3 finishers in just a moment. All right, as I'm running down here from the booth, it looks like I've caught up and standing next to a beautiful looking Cadillac out here on the Texas Motor Speedway. That is a 73 of Herman Reese, who looks like he has maintained his point lead. Herman, how was it out there?
It was fun. It was a fun race, especially once we got spread out and strategies. I enjoy tracks like that where you have tire wear and fuel and everything plays in it.
Yeah, it looks like it was quite a fun racetrack as you guys were sliding around all over the place off of turn number 2 and turn number 4. And tell me, how hard was it? We saw a lot of cautions here on early race restarts. How difficult was it to try and get going here on these super cold tires here after running some laps under the yellow flag?
Well, this is probably one of the toughest tracks at the start that we've run, and you had to respect it. You had to race the track. It was very difficult. If you really blasted off a couple of good hard laps, you'd pay for it on the third or fourth. It just was very free. And it seemed like as the tires wore, you could get up in that high area of turn 2 and not have problems. But it was really twitchy, and a lot of the guys that worked on this track all week knew that, and that's the guys you could see being very patient, not overdriving that area.
Certainly, Harmon, it seems like it was quite a handful there. But also, I guess the other question I have to ask is, how did you adjust for this new racetrack? I'm pretty sure, if my information is correct, that you guys ran, kind of the older configuration of the Texas Motor Speedway in the spring. How much different was it trying to adjust for this completely different turn 1 and 2 with the less banking here?
Oh, it was completely different. I took that same setup and tried to apply it, and it was fast, but I actually went to something closer to Kansas. I was at the TRD pull down rig a few weeks back, and actually they're using Kentucky 1 and 2 to simulate this, which was very similar to Kansas. So I applied my Kansas setup, and then I had a totally different rear shock package and front shock package than I'd run anywhere. That and just seemed to be the ticket. You had to find, it was so weird. We all talked about it in practice, how it was such a fine line that to adjust, you either too tight or too loose, and you just had to basically tune in and take the lesser of two evils. And I think most of the front run guys stayed to the tighter side and just adjusted with how they throttled. But it was very, very difficult. It was probably the most work I put on a setup in some time.
Well, good to hear you putting in that effort. That's why you're our points leader here at the Hobo Racing League, and I'm assuming after a third place finish, that is not going to change. So the mic's all yours, buddy. Thank who got you here, and who put on the show here at Hobo Racing.
Well, I want to thank Hobo and the Bino brothers and the admin for hosting this. It's been a lot of fun this season, and we had 4 cars that had opportunity, maybe even more than that. They're just some of these guys, and unfortunately, being the point leader, I had to play the strategy, and there was some bad luck fell upon my the 2 closest competitors there with Randy and Harry. But I have nothing to thank but the admin and you guys. Thanks for putting on the show. We appreciate it every single time. Try to do our best for you so we can keep promoting this sim and keep this going. 13 years and running. I just got to keep digging. So thanks to everybody, and it was a good run. The front 2 guys had a great race there at the end. I just wish I could have been. Myself and Keith, we communicated about staying out because so many times I've short pitted this season and gotten burnt, and the cautions didn't fall. These guys, I tell you, these Hobo guys, don't count those first couple starts. We get to the difficult tracks, these guys seem to put it together and put on a really good show. But thanks again for you guys being here, and Have a good night.
No doubt we saw some great action tonight. Once we were able to get going green, it was definitely an impressive performance put down by all of you guys. But again, that's our points leader, the number 73 of Herman Reese, who finishes up in the third spot. And I believe we have our good buddy Phil Lacasse, who just came over from the Lanier National Speedway. He's going to interview our second place finisher of Cal Lovell.
Yeah, we'll see if we can't get this together. I was keeping up tabs on this race all night long on the air with our friends at Big Show Promotions. So I got Cal Lovell here, our runner-up finisher here tonight. And Cal, I know you guys were slowed up by some caution flag early on, but once we get all that sorted out, you guys had a really good long green flag run. But tell me about that race car. This new configuration of the racetrack really looked like it put on some really good racing for you guys, and you got to be really happy with that second place finish.
Yeah, I did. I wish I won, but I guess second's okay too. But it was a fun race after we got those 3 cautions out of the way. And once we got to the green flag runs, it was fantastic.
Is there anything you could have did differently here tonight, or what do you wish you could go back and change that would have allowed you to maybe run down that 99 of Jacob Simpson? Because he really looked like on this long green flag run, he really had a dominant race car, and he was able to just check out from you guys. Is there anything that you could have done different aboard that number 12 car tonight?
Yeah, setup wise, I could have made it longer run, but he was fast. He was working all week on that car, and I didn't have much time, so I'm just happy with second.
Well, absolutely right. In Hobo Racing, the Cup Series League here, it's a really, really stout league. Guys got some really good drivers over here. Cal, congratulations on a really good second place effort, as we always do on FEN. The microphone is all yours, my friend. Give a shout to whoever out there who may have got you here tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Steve and Dan, for putting on the show, and you guys for broadcasting the race.
We absolutely appreciate those kind words as well. That's Cal Lovell. He finishes the number 12 up on that runner-up position tonight. He's one spot short of that place in Victory Lane, and I believe our buddy Todd Stanton, he's running down there to Victory Lane. He's going to catch up with our winner. That's the rocket ship, that 99 of Jacob Simpson. So down to you, Todd.
Thank you, guys.
I'm down here in Victory Lane with the number 99 of Jacob Simpson. Jacob, man, you were the man tonight. You led quite a few laps. It looks like all your hard work paid off. That setup looked like it was fantastic. Didn't look like it got out from underneath you very much, and you're bringing home the win tonight. But tell us about, did you have any issues with your setup? I mean, you looked flawless out there tonight.
We ran some tests earlier in the week, and I dialed the car in as best as we could with the way this track, the way the tires, the heat of the right rear gets really hot really quick, and you got to balance that out with the right front. And I had it dialed in as best as I could get it. And I knew Keith and Herman, those guys are rocket scientists when it comes to setups, and that's not my forte. But when we came back in tonight, the track, it seemed, the consensus was it got a little bit tighter, and that was definitely the case for me. So I tweaked it a little bit in practice, and it was definitely a handful with those guys on fresh tires on restarts. But once we spread out, I wasn't too worried about it.
Yeah, it looked like McLean there had a good run at you early in the going, and then all of a sudden McLean would fall off. It looked like your setup just got extremely better on the longer runs as it kept clicking off, and you just started pulling away. And that's just a product of good hard work with your setup and a lot of track time.
Definitely on the track time, yeah. This is probably undoubtedly the most I have put into a setup in the 5 odd years I've raced at Hobo. I can't thank Steve and the guys enough for opening the server as much as they do, because I know it's a lot of work for the admins to go in there and set everything up just for a couple guys to go in there and practice on a Wednesday or Thursday.
I tell you what, Jacob. I mean, not trying to do the setup and stuff, but hey, you did it at the right time here this week. You got on the Full Velocity Network. You got a W on the Full Velocity Network. You're able to go watch that back week in, week out if you wanted to. Show your family members they got a win here on the Full Velocity Network. But I'm going to give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. Thank whoever you'd like to thank here tonight.
I'd like to thank Everett Lentz for painting this Monster Energy Fusion. He always he puts out some good stuff, and he's had some stuff featured in the Xfinity Series in real life, and the Cup Series in the Daytona 500. Uh, Steve Rubino, Dan Rubino, all the guys at Hobo Racing. This is just the best group of guys you could race with. I mean, you shoot the bull, and then you get down to business when the race starts. It's fun to win an open setup race because these guys are really smart.
Again, congratulations on your victory here tonight, Jacob, and hopefully many more to come here on the Full Velocity Network with Hobo Racing, and drink some, throw back some down there in Victory Lane. I don't know what you want to throw back. I can't say beer or anything like that, but maybe throw back a Monster, your sponsor there on your car.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all taking the time to put us on. I mean, I'm sure it's not easy for y'all.
Oh, definitely not. We appreciate it, Jacob. And again, that's our winner here tonight. Driver of the number 99 Monster Energy sponsor machine. That's Jacob Simpson. I'm going to throw it, I believe, back up to the booth to Blake McCandless or even Phil O'Class. I think they both made it back up to the booth, and Phil is just checking in on us here.
All right. Well, Todd Blake, glad to be with you here. I know we had a big show on the dirt here tonight. Was hoping to get back over here and do the second half of this race, but looks like you guys really had a really good long green flag run. I was watching you guys on the stream all night long when I was over doing the dirt, and I just got to say to you guys, fantastic job. I know a two-guy booth with a good show and a great league like Hobo's got. You guys really lived up to it tonight, and hats off and a big thank you. Our partner, Joe Allen, did so much behind the scenes, took great care of both crews tonight as he got myself and our buddy, Mr. Schildhouse, and newcomer to us, Mr. Brody Hanna, over on a second crew to evening. So a twofer here tonight for us on iRacing and NR 2003. And like to thank all you guys who may have tuned in now on YouTube and earlier tonight on Facebook Live. And we have so much left here to come in the next couple of weeks. I mean, full freight scales of events. We got trips over back to FTF for the Jones Cup Series. We go over to the SRA 711 Super Truck Series for Championship Night at Homestead. We go back to Big Show Promotions for more of the Night Show Blast UMP Modified Series. We go to Extreme Motorsports, SMO Hardcore, FTSR, Championship Night for the Jones Cup Series, Excel Racing. I mean, so much left to come. Check out the full schedule of events on our website, fullvelocitynetwork.com. Book your date now. We would love to showcase all the great races got going on. We'll even do it in a double booking style, even like if we had to tonight. Todd, got us all kind of two ways tonight, but I think both crews pulled it together, and FEN showed the mighty strength we have as a company here tonight. Hope you guys all enjoyed the show. And Blake, I got to say, buddy, you've been the lead voice here for a few shows these last couple of weeks, and I'm so proud of you, my friend. You've done such a remarkable job stepping in when you can, and I'm so thrilled to have you a part of the team. You've really rounded off our sound, and so many great more broadcasts to come, and hopefully we get to come back over here to Hobo Racing. I'd like to catch up with a lot of these guys, and they always do some great racing. Have always treated us good for a long time. Can't wait to come back here again.
Absolutely, Phil. Thank you for the kind words. And I was just about to echo the same thing. I mean, these guys put on an incredible show tonight. They had, not a lot of people can get upwards of about 30 cars out here for an open setup race at the end of their season. You're on race probably about 33 of 35 or so. May not be exactly right, but again, just these guys put on an absolutely incredible show. Had a little bit of rough patches there in the beginning, but that was overcome obviously by just the amount of great green flag racing. We saw so many great battles there for even the 7th, 8th, 9th position. So when Jacob Simpson said it was great to win in this group of guys, this is my first look at the Hobo Racing League personally. I haven't watched any of these races before, and I haven't been up here in the booth with you guys for one of these, but man, these guys, all deserve a huge amount of credit for being able to, adjust all these setups and get out here on a brand new racetrack that was obviously, it was really treacherous those first couple of laps. The turns 1 and 2 are really difficult with the very shallow banking and cold tires. And these guys did a whale of a job. We saw clean racing all night. We saw guys giving spots. We saw guys racing hard for spots. We saw it all here. So I just, like you alluded to earlier, Phil, I just got to throw it to these guys at Hobo Racing for just an absolutely incredible job. What seemed like a great group of people, and who knows, maybe I'll have to come out here and test my own and see if I can put together a setup and maybe try to run about 15th with these guys, because I'm no setup guru, but man, these seem like great people on and off the track. So very thankful to Hobo for the opportunity, and thankful for you guys trusting me to be able to jump up here in the booth with Todd and be able to put on a show.
Well, wonderful job by you guys. Great to come back to Hobo Racing. Hope Steve and Bino and all the guys are well. Hope to catch up with a lot of these guys afterward. And thank you all for tuning in tonight. It was an epic night for the Full Velocity Network. Thank for all of you who have tuned in, watched us live on YouTube this evening. I was keeping up with the tabs of the race, and we appreciate all the tremendous support all you guys have, regardless of what platform we're on out there. We'll hope to see you next time with another great installment of the Full Velocity Network. We'll see you next time. Good night.